Hello. Hi. Welcome to my stream slash video if you're watching this post stream. If you're just viewing this for the first time, my name is Mitchell Mander. I am a YouTuber slash streamer. I previously covered the Pokemon Journey series, and since I moved over to streaming, where I've been streaming games and stuff like that, I decided to move over the episode review format over to a live discussion, which I think is personally better in my opinion. I get to chat with people and get their thoughts on the episode, I guess in real time, and just have a discussion going on. So it'd be pretty cool if you actually sub to the channel and join the chat. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'm going to put up a poll so that people that are viewing this as it's going live can vote on what they feel the episode rating should be. I usually do my review around the 10-minute mark, where I'll just talk about the episode and then what I liked about it, what I disliked about it, and then assign a rating to it. But usually I let the people choose how they want to rate the episode. So I'm going to go ahead and put the poll up and give it a couple minutes to see if people show up. Rate this episode out of 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 5, 5 or lower. There it is. The poll is up. Oh, and I also need to put some music up here because I want to have something playing in the background. So got this Nintendo Stream music thing going. We got one more hour left in it, and maybe I'll just restart it when it comes to an end. Anyways, I'll start the music in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay, that's a little bit too loud. Maybe about here. Oh, hey, it's melee music. Anyways, back to the stream itself. Has anyone arrived yet? Anyone here? If so, say hi and then let's have a chat. Oh, hey, Jerome, what's up? Is this finally going to be the day you show up and give your thoughts? I can let you on if you want to jump in and, chat for a little bit. Once I'm done reviewing the episode here, if you want to. Oh, hey, what's up, Obama? Welcome. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode, too. I have some thoughts on it, too. I thought it was pretty interesting. Alright, everybody's starting to show up now. We got 4 people now. I'm sure the melee music enticed you. Like I said, I will give it a couple minutes and then I will start reviewing the episode. Oh, by the way, you should hit that like button. It helps. And stick around for a little bit. Watch time does, help the channel. I know that the YouTube Partnership Program lowered its requirements, but still, it helps. So, be cool if you stick around and, listen to what we have to say. Okay, we got Jerome here. We got Obama here. We have another person potentially here. What's up, y'all? Come on, YouTubes. Recommend my stream so people can show up here and chat about the episode. Is this Mario Galaxy music, I think? I think it might be. I'm not sure. It sounds like Mario Galaxy. Okay. Do. If no one's going to speak, I guess I can start reviewing the episode earlier than usual. I don't hear anybody say anything by the time we get to the 6-minute mark. I will start reviewing the episode formally. So I'll give you guys like 40 seconds to chat in here. Do. Just waiting. We do have 3 votes, and so far 8 to 7 out of 10 so far is getting the all the votes so far. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode, but we'll talk about it here because we are hitting the 6-minute mark in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's talk about this episode. Episode 11 of Pokemon Horizons. I almost got a Pokemon Journeys, but yeah, follow up from the previous episode. The one thing that I thought was a little unfortunate is that Nemona did not join Liko and the others, and Brassius wasn't in the episode, so whatever happened to Nemona and Brassius being involved. But, that's neither here nor there. But one thing I thought was pretty interesting at the beginning of this episode is that Liko confronts Dot. And you'd think that she'd, have figured out by now that Dot is Nidothing. But it turns out that she thinks that Dot is just a Nidothing, like, fangirl. Like a mega fan or something like that. Because I'm thinking that Dot dresses up like Nidothing and has the Quaxley and all this stuff, so she just thinks she's a super fan, so I thought that was kind of funny. Liko had an Ash moment. So, another interesting theme within this episode is, what you want to do in life and kind of, whether, you don't know what you want to do and whether you have a set path. Because it's interesting because Molly is actually talking to her family, who they seem to want her to come back and, for a specific reason, which Molly's like, nope, I'm fine. I don't want to come back. I'm doing my own thing. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But we head to the forest, and it's been ravaged by wildfires because of apparently a lightning strike, which I thought that was a slight bit disappointing. I was hoping that maybe it was caused by something else, but seems like it was a lightning bolt that caused the wildfires, which, true, that can happen, but, whatever. Not the biggest deal in the world. But anyways, they end up splitting up, and I like how Molly reveals to Liko that she actually comes from a line of a family of Pokemon doctors, and that's what they want her to be, is a Pokemon doctor or nurse or whatever. So essentially, she basically is in the same family as Nurse Joy. Oh, hey, Mario Kart music. But, put that down just a slight bit. But anyways, I thought it was very interesting. She essentially had her career path set for her, but she rejected it. And the reason being is because, like, when it comes to treating Pokemon, there are obviously trainers that have their own Pokemon that bring them to the Pokemon Center. But what about all the wild Pokemon that are out there that don't get treatment? That's why she basically quit, and she basically travels around helping Pokemon with the Rising Volt Tacklers, which I thought that was really cool. I actually like her a lot more now. Molly is risen up on, I guess, my favorite characters list from this series. And she was very cool in this episode. More on that in a minute. Roy heads over to the big tree, quote-unquote big tree. And the interesting thing here is that it has a mysterious Pokeball, or an ancient Pokeball. So now we have 2 of them. So I thought that was very interesting. There's a lot of implications here as to what that entails and why we have a second mysterious old Pokeball. But anyways, Liko finds some oran berries, which comes into play later on as when she's basically walking around, she comes across a Wooper, Paldean Wooper, that is basically dying. It's dehydrated and it needs medical attention. But Liko doesn't know what to do. She tries to feed it some oran berries, but its Pokemon friends end up attacking Liko and taking it away. They go back to the big tree. She tries to basically convince them, hey, I'm here to help it. Please listen to me. But Molly has to step in and kind of, take charge. And she tells Liko why she left her positioning. Or her position or whatever it was. She was a nurse or doctor or whatever. But Roy on the other side is climbing the tree, but the tree comes to life, and it's basically a Titan version of an Arboliva, or whatever the heck you pronounce its name, the final evolution of Smalllive. And I thought this part of the episode was really interesting. Liko and Roy basically took on a Titan Pokemon. Obviously, they didn't win. They're not ready to take on a Titan Pokemon at this point, but they did a pretty good job for what they could do. And the interesting thing here is that Roy could not use Voikoko's flames because doing so would start another wildfire. So they had to kind of figure out another strategy. And this is all going on while Molly's taking care of the injured Paldean Wooper. But they actually come up with an interesting strategy where Sprigatito basically distracts the Titan Pokemon, and Voikoko uses the Stomping Tantrum that it literally just learned in the previous episode. So it already takes into account to Brassius' lesson the lesson that Brassius taught to Roy in the previous episode. And they managed to knock it over, and I thought it was kind of funny because the Pokemon almost crushed Voikoko, but Sprigatito came in and saved it at the last moment. But it looks like they're pretty much done for because, this thing's not very happy with them. And the one thing I will say that I thought was pretty funny was this Pokemon was literally firing off like the olive juice at Liko and Roy like a laser. And based on how big it is, if it probably struck them, it probably would have been fatal. So, I don't know. I thought that was a really interesting part of the episode. It's literally firing it off like lasers. The olive's off like lasers, so that was cool. But anyways, the Wooper ends up talking to it and its injured self. And it ends up calming down, and it accepts the fact that Molly was there to help it out. So it ends up trusting them. But it ends up picking up Liko and Roy, and it shows them the destroyed forest, and they realize that it's a lot more destroyed than they initially thought. And so the episode ends in another cliffhanger. So overall, I thought this was a very solid episode in my opinion. A couple issues. I will say that I hope that Liko is portrayed to be a little bit smarter in the future, just because she had a bit of an Ash moment here, and I felt it was a little too reminiscent of Ash. Hold on. Give me a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your timing is bad once again. You're fine. Don't worry about it. You want to say hi, though?
Hi, everyone. You can keep talking. You don't have to acknowledge me.
No, it's fine. I kind of lost my train of thought.
Alright.
So I need to kind of remember what I was trying to say. Okay, I think I remember what I was going to say now. Overall, solid episode, but I was trying to say is, I hope that Liko is portrayed to be a little bit smarter in the future, because that moment with her coming to the conclusion that Dot is basically just a super fan of Nidothing, a little too reminiscent of Ash. I feel like they leaned a little bit too far there, in my opinion. So, it's only a matter of time before she figures out that Dot is Nidothing. So there's that. I do like the emphasis on, the career paths and, the difference between not knowing what you want to do and, already having a set path, with Molly having her set path and then disregarding it, and Liko not knowing what she wants to do even at her age. At her age, obviously, it's not uncommon for her to not know what, know what she wants to do, which obviously with the next episode being the future I choose, it's pretty clear that she's probably going to realize what she wants to do. Maybe she wants to be like Molly and help Pokemon and, save them. But we'll probably figure that out in the next episode or two or something. So, that's good. The mysterious ancient Pokeball, a second one, showed up, so it begs the question, is there another Pokemon hiding in it? Or is it just empty, or is that where the Titan Arboliva was from or something? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. There's a lot of implications here, so who knows. But in my opinion, this was a very solid episode. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. So yeah. Anywho, one thing I also want to mention before I give the floor to the viewers here is that in the episode preview for episode 12, one thing I thought was very interesting is that there's a new woman or a new character that shows up in the preview, and yeah, is that Liko's mom? I'm not really sure, but considering we haven't seen her yet, there's a good possibility that this is indeed Liko's mom. Be a little bit of a coincidence, but I'm very interested to see if this turns out to be the case. So, yeah, I am very interested to see what goes on in the next episode in this mini arc that we have. So far so good. 7 out of 10. Alrighty, I will give the floor to you guys. Go ahead in the chat. Let me know what you thought of the episode, what you liked and didn't like about it. The floor is yours. And Jerome, if you're here, do you want to get in VC and talk about the episode? I think people have been waiting for you to do this. Wow, you guys are really quiet today. I guess not a lot of people are going to be here for this one. Or they'll just show up late. Who knows? Excuse me. Alright, again, I will say the floor is yours. Go ahead and talk about this episode if you want to. Okay, I'm going to jump into the stream chat, so Jerome, if you're listening, if you want to jump in, you're free. In my Discord. If I can get Discord to actually open up. I hope Brassius or Nimona come to help to see the Arboliva. I'm going to be completely honest. At this point, I'm not expecting them to show up. Possibly Brassius, but Nimona literally was just a guide for them. Oh, another thing I'd like to mention is that Nimona actually tells Roy, hey, the next time we meet, I want to battle you. So maybe Roy gets stronger in the future to go up against Nimona. That's another thing that's open up for the future. Yeah, what's going on with Discord? Why won't it open up? It's not working. Oh well. What? Okay, Discord is working now, so Jerome, if you want to jump into the stream VC, go right ahead. Because I'm in it now. I mean, we could see Brassius at the end of this arc or something like that. Maybe they go back and tell him what happened. Oh, another thing that I thought was interesting is that I liked how the Rising Bolt tacklers are actually worried about them. Like, they actually showed some genuine concern and worry. Like, the one chef guy is like, I just want them to, be ready for dinner. And I want to know what they want and stuff like that. I don't know. They're acting like parents, so I thought that was an interesting element within this episode. I like Freed the most still, but Molly has risen up thanks to this episode. She was portrayed really well here. Someone rated it a 9 or 10 or 10 or 9 out of 10. Ugh, can't speak. More Smash Bros music. But yeah, again, I've opened up the floor to everyone. Go ahead and give me your thoughts. If you want to, you could let me know what you think is going to happen in episode 12. I am very curious to see what you guys think. The floor, again, is yours. Oh yeah, by the way, what's up?
Oh, just get more stuff.
Gotcha. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, Whooper is precious and needs to be protected. That's what I was gonna say. Good to see another Cacnea, excuse me. That's not James. Yeah, that's true. Not related to James. That is something. Okay, I'll ask you one more time, Jerome. If you want to jump in VC and talk about this episode, you are free to do so. I am in VC, so. Chat for the win. So I take that as you're never going to join VC for these live stream discussions, is what I'm getting.
It's pretty good.
Oh, hey. There he is. Everyone, welcome Jerome to the stream. Showing up for the first time.
Hello.
So I guess while I got you here, let me know what you thought of the episode and what you think's going to happen in next week's episode.
The episode was pretty good.
Okay. I thought it was too.
I would score it maybe a high 7.
A high
out of
7?
10.
Okay, fair, fair.
I do like the interactions between the nurse Joy. Like, why did she left her family? Because she wanted to treat the wild Pokemon instead of waiting for regular Pokemon trainers to come to her office, to the Pokemon Center.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, she's
I hope they expand more on why she left.
Yeah, they might. I mean, this is a pretty big hint. And there was also that previous episode where she gave Liko a bunch of medical supplies and to take to the Pokemon Center because she wouldn't go herself. That was kind of, I guess, our early hints that she has some connection to the Pokemon Centers.
Yeah. And she didn't want to see her sister or whatever they would be. Cousin, niece.
I like how
name it.
So it's just a bunch of Joys and a Molly.
Yeah.
That's funny. I wonder what made them decide to name her Molly.
I think that's not even a real name.
They gave her a real name, so Joy's not a real name.
No, Joy is her real name.
Yeah, agree. I think that was probably the most interesting part of the episode. I do think next week's episode is going to be very interesting, because who is this mysterious woman? Think that's Liko's mom?
He's a school teacher.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. We learned in the episode that she's a school teacher. Dad's a painter, she's a school teacher, so it's going to be interesting to see what path she takes. So to say.
Yeah.
Think
Could be her school teacher is just a cover up. Dun-dun.
Oh, you think she's a villain?
Yeah.
Do you think she's part of the Explorers?
Yep. That's why she's never, with the husband. She's always away.
That is a possibility. Maybe that's why she summoned him back to Paldea.
Yeah.
No, the question I do have is, why didn't she get the pendant earlier? Or did she just get the pendant before she went to Kanto from her grandma?
I am not sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of details that are kind of left out there. It's also hard because it's a new series with new characters, so
Yep.
we don't really know a whole lot about everybody, so it'll be interesting to see.
But we don't know who are Roy's parents still.
That's true. We just know about his grandpa.
Uh-huh. You think Roy's parents are still alive?
Probably. It could be like, Ash's dad, where they're there, but they just don't show up.
Yeah. That's a missed opportunity for the original Pokemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one episode with Ash, they were supposed to... he was supposed to meet his dad.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why they did that.
They're just like, oh yeah, your dad's coming to town, then they never show him. That was a little bit of a tease.
Yeah.
That didn't really, lead up to
You
much.
should have just made it Giovanni. Honestly.
We shouldn't have even had it. It was a good episode besides that. But yeah,
back to the original, back to this Pokemon episode. Why are Titan Pokemon?
They're the Pokemon apparently they eat, what is it from the games? The Mystica Herba or whatever, or Herba Mystica, excuse me. I believe that's what causes them to get big. We don't know if this is the case, but this Pokemon is not this big in canon. It's like 4 feet tall, I want to say.
Yeah, it's that's a huge.
Yeah, it's way bigger than it should be, so it's definitely a Titan. I guess one thing I will say that I think is pretty cool is that we're getting Titan Pokemon that were not from the games.
Yeah.
So that means that tells me that any Pokemon within the Paldea region could become Titans. They get their hands on the Herba Mystica. See, that makes this series more interesting because you never know. That we're going into completely unknown territory. Like, we know that we're going to be getting the next Explorer showing up at some point. We got this going on. Rayquaza is going to make its appearance. So there's a lot going on here. But there's just a lot that we don't know, which makes this series exciting, which is why I think that this series is doing a good job so far.
Yeah. This is unexpected.
Yeah, expect the unexpected. And, any Pokemon could become Titans. I don't know if Team Star is going to play any role within this series.
Who cares about Team Star?
Yeah, they exist.
Yep.
I just don't think it would work.
Do a couple of episodes and then that's it.
Just like Team Yell, where they just show up in one episode for Journeys and then never get mentioned again.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, the Dot.
The Dot?
Yeah, she was about to fess up and then Liko got confused again. Well, she's 10.
Yeah, she had an Ash moment.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully she's just portrayed a little bit smarter in the future, because she's shown to be pretty smart, so I was a little surprised that she came to that conclusion, so maybe they're just holding that off for, later on.
I think they want to have Dot to tell her.
Yeah, they'll probably come up at some point, maybe during a crucial moment.
Yeah.
I guess I have a question for you. Do you think that Dot is going to meet Iono, the streamer gym leader, the electric streamer gym leader?
It should. That would be, yeah. I hope so.
I mean, there's a real possibility that that might happen.
Uh-huh.
I would be up for it.
She's also a streamer. She should be a fan of her, of the gym leader.
She could be. Maybe they're like, but maybe she admires her, but they're also in competition.
Yeah.
You know, one detail that I do like with the streams is that I like how like it's like a reference to like Twitch and YouTube, but it, like whenever like the stream's loading or whatever, it shows it going through. It has a Pokeball going through the video portion, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a pretty nice detail.
Yeah. Let's see. What's another good thing about the episode?
I like the battle. Like again, it's a it picks up from the previous episode really well, because the one thing here is that obviously Fuecoco cannot use fire attacks. Like it's super effective.
Yeah, that was how the wildfires did.
It literally like that part of the forest is like the only area that's preserved. So destroying it, would completely destroy the forest. So yeah, that would not be good. So they have to find a way around it.
So they had to use earth. What's the attack again?
Stomping Tantrum.
What's the English name?
Stomping Tantrum.
What's the English name? The official English name?
Is
it Magnitude?
It's Stomping Tantrum.
Yeah.
That's
Is that
the
a real Pokemon name?
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and I like how it carries over, because that was the thing about it is like if Roy didn't have his battle with Brassius, he wouldn't have had that move at his disposal. And
that is true.
And that's what allowed them to actually knock it over. Obviously, they're not going to win. I think at this point, if they beat a Titan Pokemon, it would be plot armor. And I don't think I would like it. They're obviously like Sprigatito and Fuecoco are still gaining experience, so they're still not at that point where they can actually like take on like elite Pokemon or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. The battle.
Yeah, and the animation was pretty good with the quick attack.
I also like the fact. I like how it used its olives as like laser beams.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I saw a GIF online already for it, and I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. So, what was I gonna say? I thought that one thing that's interesting is that we have another ancient Pokeball. We have two now.
Yeah.
So, question for you. Do you think that a Pokemon is within it, or do you think that the Titan Pokemon was originally from it?
I think the Pokeball, that's the original Pokeball for that Titan Pokemon.
Interesting. It could be. I'm just curious because like
how many Asian Pokeballs do you think there will be in the series?
It's kind of hard to say. I would say at a minimum 5. I mean, if we're introducing a second one, I'd say there should be at least like 5. Well, actually, no. Maybe like 9. Actually, what if there was one for each region? Because
that's a possibility. No, I'm gonna say at least 20 plus.
20 plus. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
There should be more Titan Pokemon in each region.
See, the reason why I say that is because, like, Pokemon Horizon were supposed to be going around the world. Obviously, we're in Paldea. We went from Kanto to Paldea, and we've been in Paldea for a couple episodes now. But one ancient Pokeball was found in Kanto by Roy's grandfather, and then we have now the second one, which is found in Paldea. Now the question is, are we gonna find it in each region? Are we gonna go to like Johto and find one, or what? You know.
Well, there should be more in Pedalia, because that's where those type of bugs came from. You still have to see the crab, right?
I mean, we could have the Titans from the games, but I think this episode opened up the possibility of having other Pokemon be Titans as well. I mean, we could still get the Titans from the games. Don't get me wrong, but the crab could show up, but that's to be seen still.
Yeah.
It would be.
Just prefer Titan Fernanitar.
Oh goodness, Jerome.
Yes.
A Titan Tyranitar.
Yep. That'll be glorious.
I was gonna say, hopefully Nick didn't hear that. you'd be scared.
Titan Gyarados.
A Titan Gyarados. Isn't that already big enough?
No, it can be bigger.
You know, it would be even crazier.
What?
A Titan Wailord.
Oh my goodness, that would be the entire ocean.
Yes. It would be.
Surprisingly, Wailord is not the biggest Pokemon no more.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. And that legendary dragon from the previous generation.
Oh, you're talking about Eternatus.
Yeah, Eternatus.
I mean, when
that Pokemon is bigger now.
I mean, when it's in that, it's G-Max form. Then sure, it's.
Yeah.
It's based. All you can see is like.
It's the original form too, I believe.
I mean, that is true. I forgot about that. Yeah. It is pretty big.
Yeah.
Imagine that even bigger. It gets Titan size. It gets some Herba Mystica.
Yeah, that'll be scary.
Herba Mystica. Yep. A little too scary.
Well, Lord. That'll be pretty sweet.
Trying to think what else we could talk about. I got one. When do you think that the Explorers are going to show back up? Because they've been absent for a couple episodes now.
We haven't come back with those new characters.
The one that we're kind of on the lookout for right now is Spinal. That's the next one that's heading out to go get the pendant.
Yeah. They should show up.
Think they'll show up during this forest arc?
Yep, they should.
Okay. I mean, we only know up to the next week's episode. We probably should be getting some more episode summaries and titles coming out pretty soon. Probably in the next week.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess, what do you think of Horizons overall so far?
It's entertaining. And I like how each episode is going to episode.
It's no longer episodic, which I think it was the best thing the series could do.
Yeah, it actually has a plot that leads up to something.
Yeah, it is definitely improving on the previous series when it comes to that, in my opinion.
Yep. Characters are likable. Liko and Roy in their own rights. They're not carbon copies of Ash, which is pretty good. I guess the side characters can be used for more growth, but we're starting off with Molly, so they could expand more on the other characters.
Yeah, so far the only ones that have gotten like development, I'd say, would be Molly and Dot.
Yeah.
Freed and that one Cook dude got a little bit of development, but they're gonna need a little bit more. I still like Freed the most, but I kind of want to know a little bit more about his background and like who he is and like how he got to like his level of strength or whatever. Because he does seem like someone that came out of the blue and he's like super competent. I mean, I like him. I mean, he's my favorite character, but I do think that we need a little bit more background on the character and like Captain Pikachu and stuff. So maybe we'll get that in the future. But I do like the fact that each character so far is getting like is their focus. So that was a problem I did have with Journeys, because like in Journeys you had a couple characters there that were part of the crew with Professor Sakuragi, but like the two assistants, for example, they got like one episode each, which were good episodes, don't get me wrong, but that was pretty much it.
They could have been given more.
They didn't really get a lot more, unfortunately.
Yeah, they should have.
And see, they've already given we're only 11 episodes in, and we already got, Dot and Molly got in development. That's like a good sign.
Yep. Yeah. It's going to a good direction.
Yeah, I think that, like, I've come to the conclusion, I know that this may be a hot take, but I think that letting Ash go was probably for the best. Just because, like, I like Ash and all, but, like, I do feel like he was somewhat holding back the series since, like, he's been the main character for so long. There isn't really much more that they could do with him, except for having him, like, become the strongest, which they did. But after that, there's not really any more room, so...
They could have went with Ash being older and teaching this new young upcoming Pokemon trainer to surpass Ash, but nope. New direction.
Yep. I mean, they could have done that, but I feel like, in hindsight, I think that doing this was for the best. Because everything feels... It feels fresh. It feels new. It does. Like, it feels like a clean slate.
Though, if he's still alive.
We
don't know the time period of this series.
Who's still alive?
If Ash is still alive. Like, what if this is not in the same time period?
I mean, I would assume that this is, like, the same time period. I'm pretty sure Ash is probably still 10. He left off the series being 10, so... And despite the fact that so much time has passed, they never aged him, so...
This should really age Ash. Just do it.
I feel like they should have done it at the end, but they obviously didn't, so...
So if you have the ability, how old do you want Ash to be if he does age?
Gonna be honest, probably 30.
30?
Yeah. That would make him, he'd be like sometime is decently past. He could have a kid that's like 10 or whatever going on their journey.
Interesting.
And then, he could be like a mysterious figure where like maybe his kid's like seeking to surpass his or her father.
Yeah.
That they could have gone that route.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I just think that doing what they're doing with this series so far is the right choice. But that's just me.
Yeah.
There are people, I will say that, like, I don't like if you disagree with that, that's fine. I know there's some people that don't really... there are some people that won't give Horizon the chance because Ash and Pikachu are no longer in the series. Which, in my opinion, I don't think you should do that. But, I feel like you should definitely give it a chance and kind of just... like, obviously, if so much time passes and you're not into it, you're not into it. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I just think that what they're doing is actually for the best. Oh, hey, Emerald's here. What's up, Emerald? Poor Wooper. I mean, Pooper. Beldan Woopert. But, yeah. I mean, there's a lot that they could have done, but I think what we're doing with this series is the right direction so far. Uh-oh. Nick is here.
Okay.
Nick, you kind of missed out Jerome's legendary comment about Tyranitar earlier, but whatever. I guess you'll have to go back and rewatch the stream to hear what Jerome said. So, Jerome, should Nick watch Horizons?
He should.
Let me see. We'll have to see if he wants to watch it someday.
Yeah.
I don't know when the dub's coming out for this series. I think that they pretty much wrapped up the dub for Journeys, so I think Horizons is next.
It will be on Netflix, right?
It probably will, but I was kind of hoping it would be simulcast, but
It'll be on Netflix.
that's too high. That's too tall of an order to ask for. It'll be probably Netflix, but who knows? I'll ask you a question. Who's your favorite Pokemon so far in the series?
The Weed Cat.
The Weed Cat.
Yeah.
I see. Boy Coco for me. He's just.
Oh, really?
He's very derpy and
Yeah.
he has adorable moments. So, someone rated the episode a 5 or lower.
Wow.
Was that you, Nick?
Probably.
I see. Okay. I guess we can ask the chat if what they thought about the episode, since we got some more people showing up. Nick says he gave it a 10. Do you believe him, Jerome?
No.
He doesn't believe you, Nick. What do you have to say about that? Silence. And see, Jerome, this is why you need to join more often. We have our discussions here, and then people show up and chat about it. Though there's a little bit less people this time around.
I hear that.
We've had a few people the last couple of weeks that have shown up and chatted in like detail about the episode, so that's been cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. Which is why we need some more likes here, so we can get some people, showing up, because that helps in the algorithm and stuff.
So how long do you think this series will continue? I'd say 150 episodes, which is about roughly 50 years.
Yeah, probably 2-3 years. That's usually how the series go, but they did say for Horizons when it was coming out, they said it's airing in 2023 and beyond, so that tells me it's going to be going on longer than a year or so.
Yep.
Though it is kind of interesting that this series started like months after the series usually starts. Maybe next time we can release games outside of the holiday season, but probably won't happen. Yo, last week. Yeah, we don't talk about what happened at the end of last week's streamed.
What happened?
We had someone show up that was a little bit aggressive with their opinions, we'll just say that.
Yikes.
I don't know if they're going to show up again or not, but yeah. I welcome all opinions as long as you're not being super toxic and like super, super negative or like talking down to people. I mean, we're allowed to like or dislike an episode is the way I see it. And you can give your reasons why you liked or disliked said episode. I think that is perfectly fine.
Yep.
I mean, look, you don't like Sun and Moon, whereas I do, so there's that. And we're not...
Sun and Moon is not good.
But I think it is.
And we're just gonna leave it as that.
Yep. Do you hear this music, though? Think it sounds good?
Oh.
It's Nintendo stream music.
The calming music.
Yep. So far, so good.
Yep.
Oh, hey, we have Claus here. Clawliz. Excuse me. Hi. Welcome to the stream. Say hi, everyone. You can also say hi, Jerome. I have none other than Jerome here with us, talking about the episode. Now that we thoroughly went through the episode, the floor is yours, guys. Go ahead and let me know what you think in the chat. And we got more votes here. We got 7 votes. Majority still is sitting at 7 out of 10. Jerome, I guess I got something for you. What do you think about AG, Advanced Generation? For
Pretty good.
Okay, you liked Hoenn.
Yeah, I love Hoenn.
Okay.
Pretty much. I still believe X, Y, and Z is the best Pokemon series, but that's just recently biased. I wasn't that recently biased. That's X, Y, and Z is 10 years old.
I see.
More mature.
It's actually kind of scary to think that XY was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it first came out, so.
Yep. Ash with the cool dive.
Episode 2, yep. Oh, yep. There is a trailer for the live-action One Piece movie or whatever.
Netflix series. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Interesting. I haven't seen it, and I'm not the biggest One Piece person here, so.
You should definitely review it, Mitchell.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if I'm
should get you to watching One Piece and reading it. Unlike Nick.
Oh.
Who gave up.
I see. You say that as Nick left.
Yeah.
I guess Emerald's gonna have to go and tell Nick that Jerome's talking about him.
Yep.
August 31st. Okay. Funny as we were joking about King of the Pirates and Zoro. Oh, yeah. Last night. Interesting. Oh. I really like this episode. I think it's better than the last one. I just love witnessing these grounded character interactions. I'm constantly wondering how Dub will handle because the writing here. Yeah, I'm actually curious to see what the Dub is going to do. I'm a little nervous because, the Dub's the Dub, but I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for some good VAs for these characters.
I would say it shouldn't be too hard to translate for the Japanese to the dub.
I mean, it's not. It's just they tend to make changes, and some of them are a little.
Will be their changes will be.
I mean, that's kind of hard to say. I mean, they could tone down a few scenes.
Which ones?
There's a scene.
Recall.
Like, obviously, there's a scene where Liko's being attacked, or whatever, and the Pokemon, that turtle Pokemon comes out. They could tone that down slightly. There tends to be some things that they tone down, I've noticed, or they censor.
Okay.
From time to time. Well, I guess we'll see how they handle things. I guess we'll have to watch the dub. Should I actually do a live stream where I talk about my thoughts on the dub? That'd be if you guys really want me to, because I don't watch the dub personally.
I would say it will be sort of redundant, so I would say no.
Yeah. I heard the opening for the dub was I heard that was fake potentially. Actually, I know what you're talking about, Emerald. I heard that was fake though. Like someone like made that up, but who knows? The dub always felt infantile at times, so yeah, it piques my curiosity. So yeah, I just if there's anything, I hope that Liko and Roy and the characters get some good VAs. Maybe some new VAs that are like not within like normal VAs for the series, I guess. Like I guess someone unexpected for the characters, I guess. Because I get this feeling in my mind. I feel like Kyle Ebert, or the guy that voices Gohan in Dragon Ball Z, or in Aizen and Bleach, I feel like he would actually make a good Freed, for example. Who knows? They should have done it with Journeys then. Oh, the OP was fake. Yep. XY was ironically when it was. Yeah, that's fun. The funny thing too, that's when the dub started like losing its. It had issues in AG. It had issues in AG when it first started. It seems like with DP they kind of like. It felt like in DP they kind of got used to it, and the dub improved, and it was fine. And best wishes, even though I don't really care for that series. And then when we got the XY, it feels like it really like took a hard like downhill like spiral, especially with the music. The music since then is just. Yeah. I don't even need to say it. Oh. I love seeing Freed slowly becoming the parent. Yeah. That was kind of interesting in this episode. He's kind of watching out for them, so he's essentially, you know, like the dad here, even though he's like doesn't have kids. Well, quote unquote doesn't. Who knows? It sounds like you do hate the dub now. I mean, I haven't been fond of it for like a very long time. And I didn't really watch the Journeys dub. Besides like clips. Sun and Moon, I just like, even though I like Sun and Moon, I could not make it through it. The last series I watched dubbed was XY. Sun and Moon I watched a little bit and then I just gave up. That was like 6 years ago. The only thing I will say, and this is for those that were like on YouTube watching like when Sun and Moon was airing, that like back then people would post the episodes. They'd just be out on YouTube. Obviously they'd be taken down after a certain point, and then when ShowPro got super like strict with their copyright, that's when that was less prevalent. But when the episodes would air, there was always this one user, without fail. I can't remember what their name is. I think it was Edmund or something like that. He would show up every single episode. He hated Sun and Moon, but he would thoroughly review it and basically trash the series, and he called it Sin and Moon. It was always the most hilarious thing, to the point where like people would be like, I'm just here, I'm just showing up to see what Edmund has to say about the episode. I don't know, I thought that was always funny. I took a few screenshots, but that was on my old PC that I don't use anymore, so I just thought those were always funny. I always laughed whenever I saw it. Also, Freed mentioned someone named Luca. Might be Liko's mom. That would actually be cool. Her name's Luca.
What?
That would be I would be open to Luca being Liko's mom. That's a cool name. Reminds me of Luca from Chrono Trigger, so.
Oh, that's not confirmed, basically.
I mean, no, we don't know if the woman that's in the preview is Liko's mom or not. There's a very high possibility that it is indeed Liko's mom, but we don't know that information yet. We'll find out soon enough. I haven't liked how it's gone to Netflix. I mean, I'm not the biggest Netflix person myself, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but you know, streaming services is kind of taken over, whereas cable's kind of just fallen to the wayside. So I can see why the Pokemon Company chose to like license it out to a streaming service. I just was kind of hoping it wouldn't be just Netflix, like spread it out. And I was hoping that we would get like a sub version of the series finally. Like they've been releasing. I mentioned this in the past couple of streams. We've literally had like trailers leading up to Ash's exit in the series where it showed off subtitles for the first time, which showcases that they can do it. They just choose not to for whatever reason. The money, they could actually make some more money, but they just won't do it. So I've kind of given up on that at this point. But yeah. I'm reminded of Pixar's Luca. Interesting. Streaming services are bad though. I mean, I get what you're saying, but like what are you gonna do? That's kind of where a lot of things, places want to go. I mean, like Netflix has a lot of problems. I get that they cancel a lot of stuff. Crunchyroll's had its problems. Hulu has its problems, but what are they gonna do? Start their own streaming service? I mean, they probably could because of the amount of money that Pokemon generates, but yeah, Horizons will be on Netflix. I saw a tweet from Netflix Japan. Okay, so it's confirmed to be Netflix. Okay. I see.
Gotta get Netflix then, Mitchell.
And
then Max, and then Crunchyroll, and so on. Disney Plus. Yeah.
You're asking me to spend a lot of money, Jerome.
You can afford it.
I know I can afford it, but I'd prefer not to.
Can afford it too.
I mean, I technically have Crunchyroll. I just don't have the actual premium service. I actually thought that Pokemon would go to Crunchyroll, but I guess not. If only they could provide the sub at some point. Yeah, they should. They've proven that they can do it, and again, leading up to Ash's final episodes, they did it. They showed that they actually can do it, but they just choose not to. It's actually kind of annoying. They're well aware that people are watching it in Japan or Japanese. I mean, they can't be dumb. So, just do it is what I say.
Oh yeah. Speaking about anime, Disney should target the anime audience.
I mean,
and I heard that they are.
They kind of are, just not a ton. I remember when Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War was actually going to be on Disney Plus before they said it was going to be in Hulu in the United States and Disney Plus outside. So there is that. So
yeah, they should really try hard on Pokemon, trying to license Pokemon because they can do it. It's just that Florida thing right now.
Yeah, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
We have other ways of.
They need to target Pokemon if they want to make anime really mainstream.
Yeah. We have other ways. I know what. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Kiss Anime.
Wait, what?
I'm just thinking of other. Emerald's referring to illegal ways. That's why I said rest in peace, Kiss Anime.
Oh, Kiss Anime is still alive.
How many episodes did Netflix release for Journeys? Wasn't it didn't they release the episodes in 12 episode batches for the dub? Is what I remember.
Yeah, for Netflix.
You implied it though, Emerald. You implied it. That's the main thing. But yeah. Anyways, I'll stop for a second to shill. Just remember, if you're showing up, if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and do so, because that really helps and supports the channel. And yeah. Alright, chill over. Okay, anyways, what else should we talk about? Oh, Here we go. Just wondering, since Horizon might drop the same way Journeys did. I mean, if it's coming to Netflix, I imagine they will do the same thing. It will probably be like 12 episode batches, and we're about ready to hit episode 12. More than likely, they've already started dubbing Horizons. I was just hoping for a simulcast release, but Netflix rarely does that. I mean, I think they did simulcast for Vinland Saga season 2, which is like a super like rare thing. But I can't see the same thing happening for Pokemon since we're already like this far into Horizons. I am very curious to see where this series is going to go, though, because there are so many possibilities. You just never know. Journeys was unpredictable, but at least we kind of knew certain things would happen. Like, oh, if we're going to here, Ash is going to meet this person, this is going to happen, this could potentially happen. Here, I don't even know. Would you agree with that? You just don't know what's going to happen next. Which is what makes Horizons very exciting. Do you guys know if they ever showed Pokemon again on TV in the US after Sun and Moon ended? I have no clue. I know that Journeys is Netflix, so I would say possibly no. Wasn't Sun and Moon on Disney Plus?
I am not sure.
Because I thought Sun and Moon aired on Disney Plus. Before that, it was Cartoon Network, but Disney Plus got Sun and Moon, if I remember correctly. By the way, I'm super confident that the new character is Liko's mom because the resemblance is there. Yes, I agree. There is a strong chance that this is Liko's mom. A very strong possibility, so yeah. I know in Canada and the UK have. Yeah, I think Canada, I want to say they air it on like a certain network, but I'm not sure. In fact, I think they get the dub before like we do in the United States, which in my opinion is an issue, which they need to like actually like fix. It's actually kind of annoying. Like, get the episodes out like consistently. Don't like be like, oh, Canada gets these episodes first. US, you gotta wait a month. Disney XD. Oh yeah, okay. Disney XD, yeah. Okay, I remember that. The trailers for Journeys and Cartoon Network. Sun and Moon was okay. Yep. If so, then dang, Alex just hit the jackpot. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. A lot of people were saying like, yeah, she's out of his league, so maybe that's not Liko's mom. What are you sending me, Emerald? Alright, what do we got here? It's official, Pokemon has been removed from Disney now completely. Okay. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was off of that because it moved over to Netflix. And they were just airing whatever was left over from Sun and Moon by that point. Yeah, that was a while ago. I mean, I don't really have cable anymore, so it doesn't matter to me. But again, I don't watch the dub, so I guess I wouldn't be too upset about that myself. No, I still believe I like the pairing of a shy or nerdy guy with a hot woman. That's interesting.
What?
No, I'm reading the chat, Jerome.
Oh.
That is I mean, I can agree with that. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to be like mean or anything. I just funny like people online were saying like, oh, Alex is like not anywhere, like she's out of his league and stuff like that. But, whatever. To each their own, I remember when I was still watching TV during the time makes sense, because I didn't see it at all in 2022, but I didn't know that happened. Yeah, I mean, I don't have cable anymore anyways, or at least I haven't had cable since I've left my parents, like many, many eons ago, since I am 60 years old, We are too old, Jerome.
Yes, we are.
Things just aren't the way they used to be.
Yeah.
I guess we need to go get those senior citizen discounts now.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's old Joe is Emerald. Okay, I'm calling it now. This woman must have really enjoyed his art. I mean, that's one way to, I guess, get them together. I'm glad Japan is still airing it on TV. Yep, TV Tokyo. They'll probably do that for the unforeseeable future, since that's one of their, big series. I want to say, TV Tokyo has that, Boruto, Bleach, Black Clover when it was airing. And I believe Yu-Gi-Oh! Aired on TV Tokyo, too. I get what you mean, Emerald. Just for me, I don't really, have any need for cable myself, so I just use streaming services at this point. I haven't had cable since I moved out, and it wasn't even mine anyway, so. Japan might take years to do that, though, given how their society is reluctant to change. Yeah, probably. It'll probably happen eventually. They're probably going to get to that point. I mean, their ratings have gone down over time since people have moved on to streaming services, but there are people that still watch stuff in real time on TV, so there's still that. It's going to be interesting to see when that switch does happen. I find it hard to believe that Liko's mom is a school teacher, given how well off they are. I mean, school teachers, depending on the position, can make decent money. I mean, I guess it is also the Pokemon world, so who knows? Unless Alex is making bank with his paintings and his commissions and stuff like that. I was gonna say they have a pretty big house.
Yeah.
They're pretty well off. Unless there's something else going on. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if this lady is indeed Liko's mom and what role she'll have for the series going forward. I believe you said that you think that she's evil. Jerome. Jerome.
So, yeah, her teacher job has to be a cover-up.
I mean, there is a possibility, but we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
Are you evil, Emerald? I'm innocent. Hey, man, I'm innocent.
Until proven guilty.
Yep. Anyways, we've been going on for about 75 minutes here. What else you guys want to talk about? I always say we all have a little evil in us. Maybe. Everyone is sussed. He's always guilty. Proof.
Evidence.
Facts.
Details.
Logic. He says no proof needed. So you're just gonna like say people are guilty without proof? It seems a little broken of a legal system there. Technology. Mm-hmm. All I can say is I'm hyped for the next episode. They simply showed, without mentioning her, unlike Alex. Yeah, that's the one thing too is that she wasn't mentioned in the summaries at all either. So this is a total surprise. So I am very curious to see what happens in this next episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Yeah.
Did you hear Buzz and Woody will be in Toy Story 5? Oh. Woo. Are you a toy? You are a toy. You are a child's plaything. Oh, Nyx is here. What's up? Opinions on the episode? We talked about it earlier, but I can give you a brief summary. I thought it was a solid episode. I thought the Titan battle was pretty cool. It shows that Roy learned a little bit from his previous battle with Brassius. The Titan Pokemon's Arboliva or whatever you call it. Its laser beam olives was kind of cool to see. Molly's development was kind of cool. Some negatives being Nimona just showing up as a guide was a little lame, and then Liko basically pulling an Ash and thinking that Dot is just a super fan, which kind of a little bit goes a little bit against her character a little bit and kind of goes into Ash territory, but it's not the worst thing in the world. 7 out of 10 for me. Solid episode. I really don't like that. Like what? I am Buzz Lightyear, infinity and beyond. To infinity and beyond. Though, why is there 2 ancient Pokeballs? Who knows? That's the thing, is my theory is that there is 1 ancient ball per region, but that's dependent on if we go visit the other regions, which the synopsis for the series implies so, but I was kind of hoping we'd just stick in Paldea, but that's just me. You gotta go. Okay. I don't know how much longer we'll be going next, but if we're still here, we'll be sure to chat.
Minutes.
You got what?
And I go cook. I have to cook dinner and then get ready for work.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you finally joined one of these streams. That means you'll have to,
Yep.
I disagree about Liko being dumb this episode. Her believing Dot is a super fan instead of it's in character for Liko to overthink stuff. I guess we can agree to disagree. I don't think she was like necessarily like really stupid. I just felt like it was a little bit leaning on Ash a little bit. It felt like she had a little bit of an Ash moment where you think that, oh hey, she's figured it out and Dot's gonna reveal it, but then she's like, oh, you're just a super fan.
It's only 10, so.
I mean, Ash is only
regular 10 thing.
I'm just okay, Jerome. Okay. I mean, she's shown to be pretty smart, but then again, Go is also shown to be pretty smart, and he's done some dumb stuff too. So, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's not forget, Liko immediately saw Emetheo as a red flag. Yep. See? She catches on very quickly. She's a very analytical person. I mean, I don't expect her to be like super like smart and like a genius and all that stuff, but she's shown to be pretty witty.
Yep.
What was that noise? I don't know what you mean. Are you talking about this? This noise right here? That is just from my microphone. There's something I pull off and I put back in. It's on my stand. It's nothing too loud, is it? No. That's the only thing I can think of. Is it like a popping noise? Is that what you're referring to? Because if so, that's that. That and I'm holding my mic up. Oh, by the way, the music stopped and I didn't realize it. Let's start it back up. We get into such an interesting conversation that I forgot the music stopped. Hey, Matt's here. What's up?
Hey, what's up? It's good morning. It's good another Sunday.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Everyone, Matt's here again.
Hi.
More people are here.
Oh, good.
Did it finally stop after all of these streams? Like yeah, I made it to the end finally. Emerald says hi.
Hi, Emerald. I'm looking here from out here.
Did you hear the dude yesterday too? What dude?
What's up?
Oh, Emerald's asking me a question. I don't know what dude he's referring to though.
Right
My biggest hope is that the dub cast and directors are actually impressed with this series to motivate them to put effort. Yeah, I agree. I would actually like a pretty solid cast. I'm very curious to see who they're going to choose for these characters, and I would like to hear them. As in Matt, did he hear the guy with the driving? He might have.
What's up?
Did you hear that guy going up and down the street yesterday on his motorcycle?
Wasn't really paying attention.
Okay. Yeah,
When was it?
it was yesterday. Like,
Yeah, what time?
around this time to like 11.
Shoot, no, wasn't paying attention.
Okay. I mean, it's a little loud in your room too, so
Yeah.
you probably blocked it out. Where I'm out here in the open.
Yeah.
I think I might know where he's driving at, but he hasn't been driving around today though. So maybe it was just a thing for yesterday. Who knows?
Town was crazy all week just because of graduation and all that nonsense. Yeah. I hit it, I swear I like 2 or 3 times I nearly got into it. I didn't nearly get into an accident, but
Let me see.
people were driving like they stole it.
Yeah, people have been driving a little recklessly lately. Yeah, he got to save that gas for next week. I don't know. It seemed like it was a pretty recent thing, Emerald. I've noticed it a few times, but yesterday it was like every hour for like 3 or 4 times he'd run up and down the road. So I don't know if it was just a Friday thing, like he had the day off or something. Who knows? It wasn't like it's not a thing that's going on every night. Boink boink.
But yeah, I do keep it loud in my room on purpose, just to kind of keep everything drowned out.
Yeah, and this is more so out in the open, so you're gonna hear stuff more easily.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice Sunday.
It turns out my my hot fudge was expired. It was supposed to have hot fudge on it.
Okay.
But, I didn't buy any. I thought it was something that was still good.
Gotcha.
Well,
Just letting you know, after this, I'm considering getting pizza for dinner. I know you've already had yours, so
maybe a couple slices. Depends on when you get it.
it might be still like a little bit. This is gonna go on for a little bit,
Should
so
be fine then. Oh, maybe a couple slices. I don't know.
it's up to you. I'm probably gonna get a smaller one because I'm getting that baby.
Oh
Can I get it for free for Father's Day?
True. That's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it expires tomorrow, so.
Great. I'll text or call my dad even.
Yeah, I was going to say Father's Day is tomorrow, so.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'll keep that in mind. Shoot me a message, whatever's going on.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone say bye to Matt.
Bye.
It seems like it's been going on for like a few months now since you keep... it's not the same guy, Emerald. The guy that I'm bringing up regularly is the dude that blasts his music. This guy is going up and down the road on his motorcycle. I don't know if they're the same person. And again, this just happened last night. I've heard him a couple times periodically, like over the last month. But it wasn't like constantly going up and down the road for like 3 hours thing. In which that guy like comes down the road like all the time. Like it's like around the same time. I've come to the conclusion that he's like getting out of work or something and he's heading home. Because he's usually going to work, because I work from home, so I hear him around my lunchtime going to work, and then he comes home around 11 or 10 or 11, somewhere in that hour, whenever he gets out, and then I hear him blasting his music down the street. But yeah. Anyways, we kind of got a little farther away from what we're talking about. Anyways, back to Pokemon Horizons. Does anybody have any more thoughts? I'm probably going to use the restroom here in a minute. So. Alright, Jerome. I'll be right back. Entertain everybody. If you can. If not, it's okay.
Let me look at the comments.
Yep. Leave some chats.
Sad I don't really use Twitter, so I don't know what the tweet was. Did you play through Scarlet and Violet? Sadly, I have not. I'm just too busy with work and other things.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Did you play through Scarlet and Violet, Jerome?
No, I have not, sadly.
No time?
Yeah, no time.
I see. Was going to ask...
Monsters Unfold too.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched Monster Hunter in a little bit, even though I want to get back into it at some point. I'm just too busy with Tears of the Kingdom. I will be starting a new game coming up. Or a new playthrough.
What's that game?
You'll find out soon.
Oh.
All I'll say is summer themed. Well, I guess
Gotcha.
vacation themed more so, but you'll find out when I get it. And it has to do with Mario, so there you go. There's your biggest hints.
Okay.
Which you probably should know what it is by now, but yeah. I was going to ask you how they thought they were handling the games with the anime. Gotcha. I know it's different, but, it's all good. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I have to go now.
Alrighty.
Take care, y'all.
Alright, everybody say goodbye to Jerome, and I guess I'm going to be expecting you to show up in future live discussions. Hopefully.
Yep. I'd probably make it.
Alright.
Good 90 minutes.
Yep. 60, 90 minutes. That's usually the good time for it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright.
See you
later.
Yep. Alright, bye, Jerome.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Well, now that Jerome is gone, is there anything else you guys have left? It's a pretty small crowd tonight, so anything else for this episode? Or just Pokemon Horizons as a whole? Yoshi's Island music. But yeah. I'll just say it one more time. Be cool if you liked the video if you haven't already. We only have 2 likes. Could we possibly get this to at least 4 likes since there's 4 concurrent viewers? Be pretty awesome. You guys are cool. Look at the last comment I asked about Matt. Matt knows the music, dude, like he hears them. Matt's usually at work when he's coming down the street, dude. And Matt usually has his room like purposely like loud so it drowns out the music, or drowns out like any sounds from outside. So he more than likely, if he were here, doesn't hear it. No, he has not. He probably would have said something by now. I was going to say, usually that guy's coming down the street before Matt's out of work. He's usually out around 9 or 10, and Matt gets out of work at 11. Though that's about to change this upcoming week. Because he's going on his summer schedule starting on, not next week. Next Friday he's on his early schedule, but his summer schedule starts the week after, so So the week of the 26th, that day he'll start his summer schedule, which is 7 to 5:30, Monday through Thursday. Do you think with how the game's played out, they could actually travel to Hisui now? Probably not. I was expecting them to do that in Journeys, and because they didn't do that, yeah, I can't see Horizons doing that. If they did that, I would be, like, shocked, but I would actually welcome it. I want to be surprised, so, but I would not expect that, personally. I know with Journeys, it might have needed to have Arceus or Dialga do it, but I think now with Paldea, they could do it. I don't think so. That's just me, though. Again, if they do it, cool. I'd like to be surprised, but I can't see it happening, personally. I understand that, but again, Journeys was kind of designed to do something like that, and they didn't take advantage of it, so I just can't see it happening, personally. And I don't know how a plotline with that would go either. It would be interesting, but in the current plot, I don't think it works. I know it's doing things differently. I just gonna be like blunt when I say I don't think it's gonna happen. But if it does potentially happen, I want it to be a complete surprise. Where I'm like, oh my gosh, they're actually doing this. Like, I wasn't expecting them to do this kind of thing. Personally, I'd rather them just focus on Paldea, and I've said that multiple times. Just stay in Paldea and just focus on the Paldea region. There's a lot that they can do here, so hopefully they take advantage of it. I get that Journeys is a mess, but it also was a series that could have actually implemented it, and they chose not to. The Arceus special wasn't too bad, though. Although it had a couple of its own issues. You're going to pull a Peter saying, holy, was that really Jesus? Really? Are we going there? Oh, hey, Groose is themed. Oh. Jeez. At least we got 4 people here now. Or 2. Who knows? You would say it if they actually do travel. Yes. I'm going to just say the chances of it happening are probably like less than 5%, but who knows? I guess we'll see what happens and see if you end up being right, Emerald. What are we going to have Celebi just send them back to Hisui? Dialga's like, hey, you know what? You're in Sinnoh now. I need you to go back in the past and fix stuff. But then how are they getting backed? Yeah, Celebi's a good potential. That was actually what I said back in like 2021. I want to say I was like, how I actually laid it out where like they would go to like Sinnoh and like go like part of Project Mew. He'd have to look for something like information on history or like find fossils or something or the actual Pokemon, and he gets frustrated and is like, if only I could go back to the past and catch these Pokemon. Then he literally gets sent back to the past by Celebi, who's just hanging out nearby. And boom, Ash, Go, and Koharu are in Hisui. And then they meet Dawn's ancestor, and they're like, oh, it's Dawn, but wait a second, it's not Dawn. They could have gone that route, but they didn't. Anywho, do we have anything else, though? It seems like we're kind of winding down now. Anything else you want to chat about regarding Horizons in this episode? Horizons and or this episode, I should say. I think it's just you and me, Emerald. You were talking about a certain tweet. About how someone felt about Horizons. I think it was more of kind of a general like consensus where I saw people earlier. I'll just make this brief. I saw someone say that they're not really hyped about Horizons because Ash and Pikachu are no longer in the series. I don't know if that's the same tweet you're referring to. There may have been another one I've seen, but me and Jerome had a little chat about it. Was that Pokefurlax? It could have been Pokefurlax. It probably was him. I just saw it while I was skimming through Twitter the other day. And I just disagreed with his take personally. I am going to disagree personally. Ash may have been the anime, but I think it's time to move on personally. And I think Horizons is doing a good job so far. In fact, what I said with Jerome earlier is I think by removing Ash, I actually think that the series was given more freedom. Yeah, I don't get why people are having issues with the pacing, because I think the pacing is fine in Horizons. Like, the pacing between Journeys and Horizons is like night and day, in my opinion. Like, there is a couple of issues here and there where things go a little too fast or a little too slow. But I think everything is just fine, with everything ending in a cliffhanger. So it flows into the next episode. We had 3 episodes for Liko, 3 episodes for Roy, and then we had 2 episodes heading to Paldea, and then we've been in our Paldea arc. I think the pacing is, personally, in my opinion, fine so far. Besides maybe a few hiccups here and there. But anyways, go slower, go faster. I'm not familiar. Depends on who it is. Oh, Drake, okay. Anywho, I'm gonna give it maybe like a couple more minutes, but I think we're pretty much gonna wrap up here in a minute, since it's literally just you and me now, Emerald. I've kind of gone over my thoughts on this episode and what I thought. We got Jerome here, which was interesting. We finally got Jerome to show up on the streams. Yay! Hopefully he'll show up again. You missed his Tyranitar take, though, Emerald. I'll have to go back and find it when I rewatch this later on. I mean, I get that people miss them, but I think, in my opinion, I think that we need to let these characters breathe and stop going on the, oh, I miss Ash, I don't want to watch Horizon because Ash is no longer here. I just kind of get annoyed with that opinion because it's just, I feel like it holds people back, in my opinion. I can understand why people miss the characters, but at the same time, I think it's time for something new. It's what I've actually wanted for a long time, personally. I gave up on them doing it until they actually finally did it. I don't even think it's fine for now. I think it's been fine since the beginning. There has not been a single episode of Horizon that I've disliked so far. There's one episode I thought was average. Every other episode is like a 7 out of 10, pretty much. Maybe like 1-6. We're 11 episodes into Horizons, and there isn't an episode I dislike. Whereas in Journeys at this point, there was at least 3 episodes I disliked. Maybe even 4. I can't remember now. I briefly watched Digimon, but I never really got into it. It's a long story why I didn't get into it. It's kind of the same reason I didn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a long story. It'll probably be a story for another day. And they acknowledge that the other characters exist. I'm fine with that. Yeah. I mean, I'm not doubting that Ash doesn't exist anymore in this series. I mean, he probably still exists. It's just that we're focusing on different characters. I mean, the Nurse Joy that's in this series literally looks like it came straight from Journey, so that's why I say I'm pretty sure Ash still exists. It's just that he's in off-screen land, potentially forever. Maybe I already made a video on why I'm okay with Ash leaving the anime, but I almost want to make another video on that if I ever get a chance to do videos again. Which is like hardly any time anymore. There's like 2 videos I've been wanting to make for the longest time that I just can't make. Just because I just don't have time anymore. Anywho. I think we're going to wrap things up in the next 5 minutes, so. Is there any like thoughts still? So tell me, would you be fine if he came back not AU Ash, the main one where they had him in a movie, like a movie to himself? I don't know, to be honest. I feel like if we're gonna have another Pokemon movie, I kind of want Liko and Roy to take center stage. I feel like it would... I don't know. It's really hard to say. Like, AU Ash could work, but, like, the main series Ash... I feel like it would be like, oh... Like, it'll just say, hypothetically, Liko and Roy are not in it. I feel like it might kind of distract from the main series, because then people will be, like, wanting Ash back. Stuff like that. I don't know, that's a... I'm very, unsure how I would feel about that, personally. Oh, hey, what's up, Thomas? We're pretty much coming towards the end, but I guess to wrap up what I thought about this episode, I thought it was pretty solid. The Titan battle was kind of cool. Like the olive laser beam part was cool. Molly development was cool. I like the fact that there's like a contrast between Molly and Liko. Like Liko doesn't know what she wants to do because her parents have 2 different career paths. And Molly, had her career path set up, and she's going against it so that she can help out wild Pokemon that are injured. I thought that was all cool. I like the story so far. I think that I like how every episode ends with a cliffhanger. 7 out of 10 episode, though. It's just who knows when the next movie would come out, because the virus unfortunately damaged when we can see that. Yeah, I have no idea if we're ever going to get another movie again, if I'm being completely honest. The Jungle movie was the last movie I think we got, and that was like, what, 2020? We're going on like 3 years without movies, so. I mean, we didn't get a Sun and Moon movie, we didn't get anything with like a Go or Gaharu. Like, would you be fine if the hypothetical movie comes out in like 2 or 3 years, like before? I don't know. I'm just gonna say my opinion right now is I really feel if they do a movie, Liko and Roy need to take center stage and be like the main characters. Because if you do something like that, then people are gonna be like wanting Ash back again. Like, I feel like it could potentially be detrimental to Horizons to do something like that. So I feel like if we're going to do a movie, make Liko and Roy the center protagonists. If they made Ash come back and they're, like, together, they could potentially work that out, but who knows. Is it even confirmed that it is a Titan giant Pokemon? I mean, I would assume that it's a Titan. I mean, we're in Paldea, where the Herba Mystica is, like, a thing. So I would assume that they're Titans. I mean, their normal size is like 4 feet tall, so like, why not? What if they're done by Gen 9? I mean, personally, I think Gen 9 should be it for them, and then they move on to the next protagonist, personally, but, I don't know, dude. It's really hard to say. I don't even know if we're ever going to get another Pokemon movie ever again, so. Like I said, I really, don't know how I would feel about, an Ash solo movie within Horizons. I feel like they should just focus on Liko and Roy. What if Ash is the Sussium? Okay. Okay, Link. The legendary hero. Giant Pokemon can appear with... I'm just going to tell you right now, it's probably a Titan, dude. That's just, Titans appear in the games. The fact of the matter is we could potentially see other Pokemon as Titans. I think that we could probably say that this is a Titan. If not, then yeah, whatever. Alright, see you later, legendary hero. I don't think Arven necessarily needs to be here for the Titan to show up. I mean, in the games, you go to the Titans, which are already roaming around Paldea, so. And I'm already not expecting this series to follow the game story, so they'll probably do something different. But I do hope that Arven shows up soon. Exactly. He might not revolve around the Titans. It might be loosely revolved around it, but who knows? They could do something completely different. Nemona's in the games, or excuse me, in the anime, but right now she's not a major focus. Yeah, I'm still streaming, although it's not for much longer. Yeah, what's the problem with me streaming still? Well, I mean, we're not going to be going on much longer anyways, but yeah, it just went on a little bit longer than intended. What's the plan for next week? I have no clue, dude. I literally just came back this last week, so I have no plan right now. Just expect Zelda. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for this because I am not able to stream next Saturday. I will say that. Maybe I'll put out something tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know, dude. I have no plan at the moment besides those two. And maybe the new game I'm going to be streaming. Anyways. Do you guys have anything else before I drop off here? I can do Friday. I mean, it'll either be Friday or Sunday. Either or. It's gotta be. Poopa stinkat. There, get your gastrodon nicked. Name him Poopa Stinkus. Anyways, for real, guys, anything else regarding this episode, regarding the series, anything. I'm going to give you like 2 more minutes because I need to go get dinner. Going once. Going twice. All right. If there's nobody else, we can end things off here. I will have a schedule up sometime tomorrow probably, or Monday, as I figure out what I'm going to be doing this week. Can you get me food as well? Do you want pizza? I thought you didn't like it. Or just didn't eat it too often. Okay. I'll consider it. Alright, guys. I need to end this off. This went on slightly longer than I intended, so I'll figure things out for this upcoming week. So, anywho, guys, we're gonna end things off here. So again, in the poll, we got 8 votes, and the majority says 8 or 7 out of 10. So I gave it a 7. So we're gonna give this episode a 7 out of 10. So, guys, in the comment section, if you're watching this after, tell me what you thought of the episode. And yeah, that's all I got. So, guys, have a good day or night wherever you're at. And I will see you all later. Bye.